Yo, Sevan Matossian back in the house. So pumped to have you, bro. Thank you so much.
Good to be here. Good to be here. Good to be here.
Good to be here. We had some like weird mic issues. You hear us good?
You sound great.
Yep. Okay. Awesome. All right. Cool. We really wanted to say thank you to you and to the whole crew and to Biomex Peptide, Sarah Cox. Like it was the games weekend was so fun, dude. Like,
good.
We had such an amazing time and we got access to things that we would never have gotten access to before. And thank you. Like, I can't tell you enough how appreciative we are for it. The experience was super cool.
What a fun way to do the games, right? Just with a big old posse, great seats. Just like, it was cool. We're really fortunate Sarah Cox got us that VIP booth. That was crazy. And CrossFit was incredible to us.
We did talk to James Hobart a couple days ago, and he said the most fun thing was you not being able to enter the venue on the first day, and him having the power to let you enter the venue.
Yeah, good. I always bust James's chops. We bust each other's chops.
He's a really cool dude.
Oh my God, he's beyond cool.
He really is. I mean, we had him on the show, but even at the venue, like he was just so nice and so welcoming. And then he said to us, he's like, I know who you are. And it's so weird when people say that to us, like they know who we are. And so like getting used to that, I think was it has been the weirdest part of all of this is people coming up to you and being like, I know you. I should know you, but in the CrossFit space, the fact that like some people know who we are is so crazy.
He was on a show, or I said something on my show the other day. I said, yeah, someone said you should have James back on. I said, yeah, he needs to be 10% more free. He's a little bit of a fence sitter, but really that was me just being like, I want him to come on. I just don't think he can come on.
He was so cool with us.
Yeah, he's so cool.
We definitely made a gay joke, and he was like, but also just kind of laughing too. It was really fun. He was
fun. He's fun. He's loose. He's really loose. He plays kind of the stoic role, but he's loose. He's cool, and he's really open-minded.
He was really good with a hot dog conversation.
That was really funny. But watching him, because I watched a little bit of the CrossFit podcast that he did with Adrian Conway, Chase, and oh my God, there was one more person. Like Carolyn Prevost jumped on. There was one other person.
Who was on that show? That show got a lot of views. I didn't watch the show. It was Chase,
Adrian
Conway. There were 4 dudes, and then I did see Carolyn Prevost jumped on too.
Yeah, and running the show, he seems very like professional. You know what I mean? Like wants it to be a really good show. And, you know, I think for us, we see the difference between being hosts and being guests. Now, obviously, we're not many guests on shows. We're more of the host of shows. But seeing him on that show and then having him come on our show, I was like, I wonder what kind of personality he was going to have. And the minute it was like 3, 2, 1, go, it was so chill. It was so fun. We laughed so much, and it was such a good time.
You're right. Panchik.
Thank you. Oh my God, how did I forget Scott Panchik?
Was it? Which Panchik? Scott?
Scott. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah, Greg C, you're right. You're right.
Thank you.
Dude, did you see the trap house on the way to your house when you were at the games? Like the house that you stayed in at the games? Did you see the?
No.
Bro, it was yellow with purple trim.
Did you go? Was it like you were going down the street, down that hill to my house, and you had to go through that stoplight, and it was on the right?
Yeah, it was like this way. Yeah.
Maybe I did see it.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, Sevan's in trap.
How did you know there were people out front, or?
No, yellow with purple trim. It's a trap house.
Gotcha. Like, hey, over here. Oh yeah, look at Jenny says, oh yeah, the crack house.
Yeah, it was like I was just waiting because it was early in the day, and I was like, oh, when we go home, there's just gonna be people outside. Like that's awesome. Like after Kill Taylor when we left.
That neighborhood was a trip because they were potentially like multi-million-dollar homes, but the homes were all jacked up, and then occasionally there'd be one that someone remodeled. But if that neighborhood was in my town, that would be all the richest people from Silicon Valley living there.
It was
Normal New York.
Albany is
It's normal
wild.
New York.
Like
early
Albany's
upstate New
wild,
York.
dude. We saw I don't know if you heard this, but the homeless guys that we saw, one of them asked me to drive them to Schenectady to like a halfway house or a shelter or something.
How far is that from Albany?
It's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And
Sorry.
I was like, I don't even have my car down here, bro. Like I walked here.
Hey, I just saw on the way I just drove my kids home from jiu-jitsu, and I went by this area where they're building these condos, and the sidewalk was closed, and they had like 100 yards of fence there. And I was driving this way, and I saw go into the street. It was this dude in a wheelchair, black dude in a wheelchair, and his hands were fucked up, so he couldn't push his wheelchair, so he was pulling with his feet. And I had my kids in the car, so I couldn't stop and push them. But I watched 30 cars go by him, and not a fucking single fucking libtard got out and helped push the guy. I was like, what world do we live in where there's a dude in a wheelchair who's in the street, a really narrow street, it's both directions, but there's an island in the middle. So the street's crazy narrow. And then the fence is in the street to keep people off the sidewalk. It was nuts. I was pissed. I told my kids, I said, hey, if you weren't here, I'd stop and help this guy. This is bullshit. Like, this is like, that's what you're supposed to do with your life. It was crazy. I don't know. I got off on that because of Albany, but I just think I live with all these fucking do-gooders. And then the whole construction site was filled with construction dudes, right? And none of them came out to help. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit.
Do you think that the homeless, I mean, in California where you are, do you see it a lot too?
Not where I'm at. I mean, it's when I lived in Berkeley, I saw it everywhere.
Yeah.
Like everywhere. But not really where I'm at. No, but I mean, I don't see it. Occasionally I'll go to, there was a little while where there was one skate park I would go to, and there were some guys there on Trank. And I saw a guy cleaning his needles out in the water fountain at the skate park, and I called the cops, and I never saw those guys again.
Yeah.
We saw a homeless guy every morning in the Starbucks walking from our hotel to the games. And
when I lived in Berkeley, they were every like I couldn't leave the house without seeing him.
He was a big dude, like big black dude, just had all his stuff, kind of shopping cart, just inside Dunkin' Donuts as soon as it opened. And so we would go get coffee, and the first day it was like, oh, the second day it was like, hey bro, what's up? Do you need something? Do you like, just the first day it was assessing a situation. And then the next day it was like, oh, he's chill. He's just here trying not to be hot.
You don't have shitloads of homeless people where you're at?
Not where we are, but where I'm from. So I went back up to visit a couple of weeks before the games, and I was shocked at how many people I saw on the streets. Like it growing up, it seemed like that there were a lot, but last time that I went up there, it seems like it's multiplied. Like there were so many people on the streets, and it's not just walking. It's like you can see them. They're like, this is home, and they're trying to find their next fix. They're trying to find some sort of shelter. They're trying to find some sort of food. And like, it's really turned up a notch. But the area that I'm from has also been putting a lot of money into it too. So that's always the interesting part for me, is that just because you're putting money into a city doesn't necessarily mean that it's taking care of the problem that's in the city.
Utica, it's Utica, New York. It's about another hour and it's also another hour and a half north of Albany.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, I knew all the homeless people in my town, like or within, not my town, but within a mile of my house. And I knew them by name, probably like 40 or 50 dudes. Then I went away to college, and I let homeless people camp in my backyard. And there were shitloads of them and camp on my driveway, like shitloads of them. And I'd make them food like 3 times a week. And 2 of them slept in the house, and the rest of them slept in tents in the backyard. So it's not like I'm not averse to them. You'll just get your shit. If you have stuff, you'll get your shit stolen.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, I smoked a shitload of weed and drank a shitload of 40s with homeless people.
I will.
Yeah.
I once had a homeless man join my workout at a hotel gym.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't there something going on now, though? I don't know if it's in just some states or if it's everywhere, but aren't they trying to fix the homeless problem by saying, like, we'll give you support we'll get you into a rehab center, like we'll do these things for you, and if you don't take any one of those, then you could get arrested. Did I hear that correctly? Is that somewhere that's going on in the States or something?
I haven't heard that, but in California, they just exacerbate the problem. I mean, like they got a hotel in San Francisco where they give away free alcohol. It's administered by doctors. They keep referring them to homeless when they're not homeless. They're drug addicts. Their way of life is drug addiction, and their vocation is stealing. And anyone who thinks different, like I'm willing to debate them. It's just crazy. It's fucking crazy. That's why whenever you drive by a homeless camp, it's just shitloads of bicycles and TV sets. Like they're not buying that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have that now in New York City. It just came out in the Post with all of the, I guess, deportations that we have out here.
Yeah.
All of those bicycles that everybody was using to deliver whatever, be an Uber person or like they're just left in the middle of the street.
Oh,
And
because they're scooping up the people and all their shit's left.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's big
big
business.
It's huge business. It's something like in California, it's some crazy stat like the average homeless person got $69,000 worth of funding, which means $3,000 went to them and the other $63,000 per person went to the administration. It's huge. It's huge business in California. It's billions and billions. There's a movie ABC News made. It's called like Seattle is Dead or Seattle is Dying. And they talk about in Seattle, it was just the city of Seattle alone. It's a $2 billion business. It's a complete racket. It's a complete business. Complete
What?
business. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want
Complete
people
business.
to.
That hotel that I told you that gives out free alcohol, they have a budget of $5 million a year and they only serve 20 people. It's an experimental project.
And it's coming out right now. And Odd, you're not wrong. Fuck New York City. I mean, yeah, kind of.
Oh well, that's a picture. I wasn't ready for that picture, Odd. Thank you for that.
Get it, Odd. Get it, girl. It's your world. But like, yeah, we have I forget who it was. It's a woman. She's like in politics in New York City right now, but she just got caught for she would give what the hotel contracts for the illegal immigrants, and in return she would get to be on a reality TV show or have a spot on its show.
Shit.
She would like, I mean, it was crazy. She gave somebody something and her son got like $100,000 Beamer or some shit. Like it was insane.
There was a case that broke just recently in Minnesota. It's like $250 million. It's like a $250 million scam. These people said that they were going to provide meals for kids in schools during COVID, and they provided like 3,000 meals and collected like $250 million. All Somalis.
Every nonprofit is turning around to be that.
Yeah.
And we did believe in it. Oh, Pat Lange is here. Hey, what's up, dude? Thank you for last night. Appreciate you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But it is, and it's turning into like, if you want to, like Black Lives Matter. When Black Lives Matter first came out, we wanted to help, right? Yeah, Black Lives Matter. And then you give or you think about giving, and then you find out, a year later, they were just sitting in mansions. It's like, where did all that money go to Black Lives? And you find that out there's so many organizations that's happening, and it's just making people not want to help now. Whereas you might wanted to have helped before, you don't want to now, definitely, for sure.
I just saw a video of George Floyd. It's a uncut video of him the entire time he was in the liquor store prior to I Can't Breathe. It's crazy. It's crazy. I had never seen it before. Someone sent it to me today. It's like a 15-minute video. And he's in the store and he's talking to himself, and all the people behind the counter are like, what the fuck? And then they spot the counterfeit bill he gave, and he's like swaying around, and it's crazy.
It's on the day that he died?
Yeah, it's in that. Remember, so basically he goes into a liquor store, he uses a fake $20 bill in there, they call the cops, and the cops come.
Oh no. So I haven't heard any of this. Like,
no, I did.
Like,
I heard
you
that.
have to remember, like, at that time, like, I was very focused on what the news told me.
Yeah.
And all you see is that this cop killed this guy for no reason and blah, 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 blah. So for me, I kind of like stepped away and just assumed that that was the story until you kind of start to hear a little bit here and there, but I didn't hear that part.
He used a counterfeit bill in the store. The employee who took it was looking at it. George is like, what the fuck are you looking at? He's like, there's a blue mark on here. It doesn't look like a real 20. Anyway, he accepts the 20. Then the manager comes and tells the guy, hey, I'm going to take that out of your paycheck. Go get that dude.
Oh.
And then the cops end up coming and it ensues. But when you see Floyd, I mean, he is fucked up. He's a mess. Like if we could wake him up right now, we would know that
dumbass.
we would know that he didn't even remember that day.
Joseph, did you take this picture to feel tall with Sev?
I must be standing on something.
It's your hair, Sev. It's just your hair.
I think it was the bleachers. I might be up on a step on higher.
Hi, Jim. Here's to 3 of my favorite people. Thank you.
Well, when you stood next to my kid, I was like,
listen. Was he taller than me?
Yeah.
About.
How old was he? 10? 8?
8.
He's the same age as your twins. His birthday is April. When are your twins? Oh, such a dude.
November 21st and 22nd.
Okay, so he's a little older than your twins. Oh, they were born on like one.
No, they'll be 9. They'll be 9 before you wait.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
He's a little older, I think.
But yeah.
Wait, so one was born.
One's born on the 21st and one's born on the 22nd.
How much time was between them?
5 hours.
5 hours?
Yeah. Like my wife came back from La La Land. Like she was in La La Land for a long time. And then she came back.
And realized there was still another baby.
And it's like, oh shit, I gotta go back.
Oh my God.
Bye.
And both were natural, right?
Yeah, just on the living room floor.
Oh my God.
Yeah, nobody said anything. Like there wasn't your doula, nothing said like 5 hours isn't.
Oh yeah, they were freaking out. The midwives and the midwives and the doulas, I mean, I didn't ask them, but they looked stressed.
I would have been stressed. You weren't stressed?
No.
Was that from all the assault?
When the second baby came out, he looked like he was dead and he wasn't breathing and they had to resuscitate him. He was gray. He was gray. He was like ash and he had the cord wrapped around his neck twice. And I started crying and my wife's looking at me and she's like, what's wrong? And the midwife's like looking at me like, don't say
do
shit.
that. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, I'm just happy. I can't believe it. And then they put, my wife was on all 4 and they put the baby on her back and they put this thing that looks like a turkey baster on its face, hooked up to a can of oxygen or something. And they started giving him compressions and he came to. But I was already telling myself in my head, holy shit, we have a stillborn baby. I remember hearing, wow, we're not going to get twins. Oh. And his umbilical cord was so fucked up compared to the other ones. The other one's umbilical cord was like, looked like thousands of like veins and arteries going back and forth, red and blue tubes. And he just had one. And I was like, oh, this poor kid. He didn't get shit. Yeah.
Our son had
That's so scary.
It was scary.
I don't know how to have done with that at home, but our son, he had the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck too, but his umbilical cord was so long that it never actually, like, when she pushed him out, it never tightened.
Yeah, it was around his neck twice. They unwrapped it. I go, umbilical cord's around his neck, and she just looks at me like, relax, dipshit. And then she takes it off, and it's still wrapped around his neck.
Oh, God.
And then I'm like, cut it. And they're like, calm down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, man, dude. That's crazy.
So how long until you told Haley about what happened?
Oh, like within, in my mind, the whole thing took 30 minutes, but they keep a journal of like how fast, like times that things happen. And within 90 seconds of him coming out, they had resuscitated him and he was on the tit. But to me, it felt like
forever.
Mm-hmm. Like I wasn't even crying like a little bit. Like it was like just like someone, I'd never had tears like that. It was like someone turned on a faucet and they were just running down my face. I'm surprised I didn't get dehydrated and pass out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Amanda, thank you. Do you favor him more than your other boys?
No. They're all when I think about just any one of them, they're all so special, you know, it's just like, this dude's a freak. This is the dude. The other day, something happened, and I said to him, I forget, he was playing ping pong or wrestling, or I don't remember what he's doing, and afterwards, he was crying a little bit, and I said, "Why are you crying?" And he said, "Because when I do things, I never see myself failing. I only see myself doing things, and so when I go to do it and it doesn't happen, it doesn't make sense to me, and so I start crying." And he's the kind of kid where if anything happens, he needs to do it again. So if he's in a jiu-jitsu match and he loses, he'll look at the brackets and be like, "Hey, where can I find that kid again?" He's never like, he needs to, you know what I mean? His mindset's crazy. And he's the one that every night, no matter what time, even if I get off the show at 8:30, he'll be like, "Hey, time to work out." Like, he needs to work out every day. Like, I'm so excited. Tomorrow we're going to a jiu-jitsu tournament, and Avi's hips bugging him a little bit. They said that so he can't do the tournament. They diagnosed him with something like called acidophilus or something. Basically, they said he's built so much muscle around his growth plate that it's irritating his growth plate. So they said he needs to chill.
Oh,
Yeah, it's kind
I
of
feel
wild.
like that's bullshit though.
I mean, he's the one also who, when his tendon tore, it just ripped the bone off. It, instead of the tendon ripping, it was clung onto the side of his toe, and it just ripped the bone off the toe. You know what I mean? Because his tendon was attached to his toe. So when he broke
Damn.
his toe, it just ripped the tendon. Instead of the tendon ripping, it just ripped off a chunk of the bone.
Oh
But
my
and
God.
he's crazy. He's like a kid you could wake him up at 3 in the morning and be like, "Hey, do 20 pistols," and he'll do it. So, but the other two are the most fit they've ever been. Their jiu-jitsu's insane. I'm so excited for tomorrow.
Have you ever had to, or
Yeah, he's built different.
start from the beginning? How did you get them into working out with you? Or was it just like, we're going outside to move around, jump around? Like, how did it start?
I don't know how I mean, obviously I knew as soon as the kid came that the level 1 manual was gonna be the way I raised my kid, meaning how they were gonna eat, and that hardship causes adaptation. Like, I just knew that. I knew, like, okay, hardship causes adaptation. People don't wanna fail at the same thing. The body's designed in a way, I don't understand the biology of it, but it doesn't wanna fail. And then, of course, I work out every single day. At least once a day, I do something. I go in the gym and sweat and do something. And so does Haley. So from a young age, Avi was always in the gym. I mean, like, always in the gym, in the stroller. And we went to this bodybuilding gym in Emeryville. And so so he always saw that. And then, of course, we had a gym in the garage. This is when we're living in Berkeley. And then I knew for some reason, we always had rings hanging in the house. And I knew that in my mind, crawling was the holy grail, because I just, in my mind, it's like, hey, once you stand up, you're never crawling again.
Mhm.
And so there's no reason to teach your kid to walk. And so I always like, I'd never tried to encourage him to walk. And I did stuff like, I knew right away, even though they told us not to do tummy time, people would tell us that. I always put him on his tummy, and then I would wait till he started crying. Then I would set a timer for 30 seconds or a minute. And like 51% of the time, he would stop crying on his own.
Yeah.
But the other times he kept crying, I would help him over. And I just did shit like that. Like, hey, he has to fight gravity. And then once he started walking, I just walked him to death. Like, we walked so much. And I would do 5 hours of phone calls a day, and I would just walk him. Sometimes it would take 3 hours to walk a mile. And every time he fell, I just let him stand back up. I just never helped him. And so he was just always, and they're all three like that. They're just game. They're just like,
That's awesome. That's so cool.
yeah, they never 8, and 10, and I can't think of, between all three of them, I could think of less than 5 times where they're like, hey, I don't want to do this today. And it's pretty simple. I don't take them to the garage and like they think they're going to do Fran. I take them to the garage and I'm like, okay, guys, jump on the sand dune stepper for 20 seconds, just in place gently, rest 20 seconds. And then I build it up and I build it up. And then I'm like, okay, just do one pull up. Okay, let's play catch with the tennis balls. And still to this day. And then after 20 minutes of that, they're like, when are we going to fucking work out? I'm like, oh.
But I've also,
You know what I mean? But if I took them in there and just fucking was like, hey, you're doing grace, they'd be like, Avi would probably do it, my 10-year-old. But the other two, you kind of still got to trick a little bit.
I've also heard you say too, though, that you're cool with like if one of your kids wants to do something like seriously, they want to take it serious, they want to kind of like focus on that, like that's cool. And if the other ones don't, but as long as they still want to just play, like that's cool too.
What do you give me? Like, give me an example. What do you mean?
I feel like I feel like I heard you say that like one of your kids is just like, hey, I don't want to. I'm not going to do CrossFit to kill myself. I
Oh,
don't want to hurt.
right.
And that's okay, but you have another one or the other two do, like, they wanna hurt just to hurt.
The most common thing is that I'll be like, "Hey, I'm going in the garage," and at least one, sometimes two, will be like, "Nope, no, thank you." And one always comes because there's three, and within a minute, the other two are in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Say
that's
the rest of
almost
them.
yeah, that's almost and then usually I make it some sort of fun game, like, okay, they'll be like, "What's he doing?" I'm like, "Oh, he's just hanging for 20 seconds." I almost always start with a warm up. And the same is like even tennis. Two of my kids are absolutely insane at tennis, and the one Ari I was telling you about who's insane at jiu-jitsu, he just does tennis because his brothers do it.
Mhm.
Like he hasn't embraced it the way they have, and that's fine. Like, but he still loves it, but he's just not. One of my 8-year-olds, his primary partner is the number 1 seed girl on the varsity team at the high school here, and that's who he plays with the most. He can't beat her yet, but he's 8 and she's 16 and she's 6 feet tall and he's 4'2", you know?
Oh, shit. That's a girl after my own heart. Let's go. 16,
She's
6'2".
amazing looking. She's amazing looking.
Standy, super nice to the viewers to pay for Olivia's
Oh.
ticket this morning. Yeah, that was super cool. Yep,
Crazy.
super generous.
Crazy.
Chat's awesome.
Crazy. I live for that shit. I love that. And Olivia's such a sweetheart.
Oh, yeah, she's so yeah. Yeah. It was crazy because I was so torn at the games between, Olivia and Ariel. It was like I wanted both of them to podium.
I wanted
And
Danielle to win the games. Just as a colossal fuck you to us. I just wanted her to walk up there and
not give you an interview.
yeah, just be a fucking just ruthless. She said something to me towards the end of the game. She walked by me and she walks right past me, and I'm filming and Dave's talking to her, and I film them both as they pass by, and then she stops and goes, "Hey, Sevan." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "That camera's bigger than you are. I gotta find that clip."
That's awesome.
Did you see?
Ow.
You didn't hear the joke that we all had going on, because that first day that we were sitting in the pit getting ready to do a podcast, there was a girl there. She couldn't have been maybe 5'6" and 120 pounds soaking wet, like not a CrossFitter, or maybe she is a CrossFitter and she's just 120 pounds and like she doesn't look like one. But the size of the camera that she was holding.
Yeah, that chick's hot. The little blonde girl.
Yes,
Yes,
was insane. And we were all like, nobody in this pit could handle her. Like, not one person would even try. She was holding that shit for like hours.
So when the whole event was over, they brought out a ladder, and it's the world's biggest ladder you've ever seen. I don't know if it's a 30-foot ladder or what. I'd never seen a ladder like that. And they got all the volunteers, all the judges, everyone, and they took a picture, and she had to climb up on that ladder. So I took some pictures of her up on the ladder, and I sent them to her. And what's crazy is that chick's been filming the CrossFit Games for as long as I can remember.
She's amazing.
10 years. And this was the first year I ever talked to her. She's really nice.
I looked at Susan, I was like, her camera's bigger than your camera. Like,
yeah, that's a funny scene. I wonder if I can I'm just gonna type in photo.
That was
is it Ellery? That
I have no idea what her name was, but she was impressive as hell.
Vindicate. That later was
That
crazy. No, not OSHA approved.
her
No.
oh yeah, here it is. It's Ellery Photos with an E. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but here's the ladder.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Holy crap, dude.
wild, right?
Yeah, she was amazing. I couldn't. I was just like, there's no way. And even the way that you guys were running around with your cameras, I was like, her camera was like the size of my leg,
It was massive. The lens is crazy. She brings that thing every year.
dude.
Yeah, the
Okay.
ladder Megan says the ladder made me nervous. The ladder made me so nervous. I said, was it scary up there? She goes, terrifying. It looked terrifying.
It looked terrifying. It looked like a ladder match. What you just showed us looked like a WWE ladder match.
If
Like,
she
I'm like,
fell from there, she wouldn't be okay. She'd have permanent life-altering injuries.
yeah,
Oh
no.
my gosh. That's crazy. Well, thank you for being so cool to our kid
Oh, he's great.
at the house.
He's great. He's great. I had a fun time with him playing Tickle the Ghost.
Yeah.
He wanted to follow you around the arena. Every time that he saw you, he's like, there's Sevan. And he started to walk. And I was like, buddy, you can't follow him. And then the one time that he was sitting, because remember, we were sitting up on the stands and his feet were hanging down and he had seen you. And he's like, I want to go over there with Sevan. I was like, buddy, you can't. He's working. And then you walked by and I think like you tapped his knee or you like tapped his shoulder and he was looking the other way and then caught you like last second. And I was like, bud, you missed him. Like that was he wanted to follow you around the entire arena.
Well, I told him, I was like, hey, Sevan is following Dave around. You can't, like, you just can't go. And then there was a moment where, and I have this picture where you're standing that 10 feet away from Dave.
Yeah.
That you talked about.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand it. And then my kid looks at me and he's like, he's not with Dave. And I'm like, no, Dave is still there. You just can't see Dave. Like,
I would freak out when I lost Dave because there would be places we would go together that I didn't have access to. And on the first day, people would see me and they wouldn't see Dave and they would report me. It was fucking crazy. Yeah, they stopped doing that after the first day. CrossFit got nice.
There was one time when we, babe, I think when we went all the way up, we went on the higher level just to get away from everybody, but still watch the event.
oh yeah, we wanted to see the rogue rig. Like
Yeah.
we wanted to get like a giant shot of the rogue rig. And you
And I saw you running to try to catch
touched
Dave.
Dave.
It was so good.
It was like you didn't notice that he started walking and you were like,
Oh shit.
I got
And
it.
then-
I feel like that happened every hour.
It was so funny because I'm like, oh, Dave's right there. And she's like, but Sev's there. And I was like, yeah, but Dave's there. Sev is here. So he's not right on top of him. And then I was like, oh, there Dave goes. Sev doesn't realize he's left yet. And then we see you put your
It's
phone
great.
down and like,
It was awesome.
oh shit. And you took off. It was so good.
CrossFit, yeah, Hardy Boys. With the ladder, yeah, for sure.
So for you, how did the games go?
I mean, I had an amazing time. It climaxed great with Colton coming back to the house. That's the most fun I've had. I can ever remember having at the game, sitting there with Colton and Taylor and Bryson.
That was a great show.
It was so funny. And lots of great content. The team worked extremely well with each other. It was cool having the podcast on the side there. John and JR and Garrett and Pedro and all the people who manned the podcast. I think that was a good. It was great because
It was so fun.
It also was innovative. I'd never just followed Dave. I can't even remember watching the games. This is the first time where I actually got to watch the games because Dave spent so much time on the floor. So it was great. It was perfect.
I never got to ask you. So
Why are we?
I know we're echoing and I don't like it.
Why are we?
I don't hear it. I don't hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't hear it.
So when Colton's rope broke, we were in the stands. And so we got to see it from a fan perspective and hear the fans go nuts about it and like freak out about it. You guys with like Gabe and Travis and you guys were all on the floor in the booth. How was that for you guys?
I was on the media side. I didn't go to the media side very often. Dave went to the media side. So when he ran over, he ran right next to me. And Dave Newman from RX Ropes was in the stands behind me. And he takes this bag of ropes and throws it to Dave.
Oh shit.
But those didn't make it out to, I don't know if those made it out to Colton. But that sucked. I mean, because I love Colton and it sucked. It was stuck. I started sweating and shit.
We all did. The stands did. Like
Yeah.
the fans did. We all did.
He's just out there looking around for a rope, and
Yep.
I think that there was supposed to be a rope for him that was out there that wasn't out there. But what are you gonna do?
He handled it
Like a champ.
He just was like, I just need another rope. Like it broke. I just need another rope. Someone get me a rope, and then jumped right back in. And didn't he finish?
He did finish and he did well, but he seemed lost for a second, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he ran almost kind of out.
Because I think he ran to where there was supposed to be a rope. Like there were just supposed to be extra, just generic ropes with like those ones. I think they're red ropes with black plastic handles and like speed rope, just the cheap kind. And they were supposed to be out there, and I don't think they were. So he got jacked.
It was a great time. And again, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, I've been to a lot of games. It's the best one I remember.
Did you ever see yourself having a team like this?
No, not again. Like I have had really, really good teams before. When I had just unlimited resources up until 2017, I just had unlimited resources. So I would just cruise out there with just a huge team of people. And no, then after 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, then is that, are we in 24 now?
25.
Oh. Where last year's games were the Fort Worth games? 2024? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. No, I didn't picture. I couldn't even believe that they let us do the podcast there, and they had actually put us in the stands in some ADA seating. That's like for like wheelchairs and shit. And then about, I don't know, the day before, Dave goes, "You still want to do it on the sideline?" Him and Heather. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'd love to." He goes, "Set it up. Let me see what it looks like, and then I'll tell you it looks like shit, and you guys can go back up there." So Susan and I are like, "Oh shit." So we got that table and we're like, "Hey, bare minimum." And that's why I was so, I don't know if you saw, Garrett, but I was so tripping because one, it was Sarah's booth, and I didn't want people's bags in there, people using it for storage. I didn't want people's drinks out. I didn't want Dave or someone to come by and be like, "Hey, this looks like shit," because he's crazy visual. And I wanted Sarah to be like okay with that. Yeah, comfortable.
Yeah.
And then what happened was the HWPO booth was next to ours. And I guess they found out and they were flipping out. And I said something while we were there on the, this is, before the game started. I'm like, "Hey guys, it's not like they hate us. They'll be fine." And like 6 people who worked at CrossFit are like, "No, they hate you."
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. So I was like, okay.
That's strong.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. So they asked us if we would move, and we had the best booth in the house, right? So it was like just right,
yeah, it was cool.
right before the finish line, best. And I know Sarah was the very first person out of all the people to buy a VIP booth. And I was like, "Hey, we don't want to cause trouble, but we don't have a problem with them. So if they're the ones who have a problem with us, why not just move them?" So we come back the next day and they're moved down a few booths, but they've made our booth super small.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I realized you guys didn't,
it was
you were
so
like,
small
"No,
in there
this,"
with all of us.
You were like, "This isn't right. This wasn't what it was when we saw." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh."
So
no.
we waited. Maybe you were there for that and you participated in that. So we waited.
We helped you. Yeah.
Yeah. We waited till it cleared out and it was 3, 2, 1, go. And we went to all the booths around us, moved their chairs over and made our booth the biggest booth. It was like, fuck you.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, fuck. Like we went from the nicest booth to the worst booth back to the nicest booth.
That was gangsta. Like that. Everybody just worked in concert.
It was
everybody,
like, I don't fucking care. Like
everybody knew their role. Everybody was like, "Pick this up, pick that up, move that." Like it was hilarious.
Yeah. And I know you felt bad at one point, but like we knew, like the baby and I knew that we weren't going to be able to stay down there. There were just too many people. There were between the team, just you guys, Taylor and Bryson going out and getting content, Susie getting content,
I hardly saw Taylor and Bryson the entire week.
Yeah.
Nobody saw them. We saw
they
them.
Came back
for
a little bit and then left again.
Yeah, they probably got so much insane footage. They had a great time. And their athlete stories are crazy. They said Tia was so freaking cool to them. They said so many athletes were so cool to them. They must have got some great stuff. I'm glad the athletes did that. That's cool that they were cool to them. It's like they're going to be in the behind the scenes now and it'll be awesome.
Was there any worry that athletes, God, I am echoing so much. Seb, you don't hear that echo?
Nope. Nope,
Okay,
I don't
fine.
think anyone in the chat does either. I'm
Okay.
guessing. Um,
were you not concerned, but was there
the only concern is that we're gonna do something to fuck with them. So, like, I don't care if they hate us. I don't want to like, if you hate us and you don't want us next to you, we wanna stay away from you because we know it's your games. You know what I mean? The internet's free range. Let that whatever happen, happen. But at this event, we respect you on a whole 'nother level. So that was the only thing I was concerned about. Like, I didn't care. I was more than happy for the behind the scenes to be the Lydia Fish, Colton Mertens behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't care. But
Yeah.
the fact that, all the other camps were the vast majority of the other camps were so cool, awesome. You know what I mean?
But you have
So
good relationships with
Hold on, let me see.
yeah.
oh, you know what you can do? You can maybe switch the do you have the Roadcaster, right?
Yeah.
You know, don't you have, like, 2 options for, like I don't know the difference, but one's, like, chat and one's, like, something else. Let me see if I have them. Just pick another one.
I'm just trying to make sure. Is
Go
it
from Roadcaster chat to Roadcaster multi-track or vice versa.
I just have default Roadcaster 2 and then Roadcaster 2 secondary, but is it better now? Babe, try to talk now.
Hello. Is
Is that better?
that better?
I feel like someone's okay.
Okay.
There we go.
But you have such a good relationship with so many of the camp members, like Nick Johnston from Proven. Like, you have a great relationship. He comes on and talks on your show and whatever. So even if you don't necessarily have the best relationship or communication with the athletes, you're still able to get a lot of information because the teams are willing to sit down and have a conversation with you. So did you guys talk to, like, did you have I know you specifically were following Dave, but were you guys talking to the camps too, or was the focus most?
They got all that stuff. They got
Oh, cool.
coaches and that's a testament to, like, people say that shit, "Aren't you worried about going to the games because of how contentious it's been between you and other people?" And I don't stress about it at all. Like, on a 1 to 100, I stress about it like a 5.
Mhm.
Because I'm okay if you hate me or you don't wanna be around me or you think that what we do on the Sevan podcast is not cool, then that's cool. We'll, you know, I mean, like, it's so weird. There were a lot of every year for the last 3 years, there's been a lot of complaints just prior, and then always in the action, the debrief, it's always like, "Holy shit, the Sevan podcast people were so professional." And
Yeah.
it's like, I think the worst complaint we got was that, John Young used a bathroom he wasn't supposed to use. You know, it's like, yeah, like, we're not there to, like, you don't just go up and stick a camera in an athlete's face. You play a little dance. There's nuances to it. You know what I mean? They look at you, you look at them, you know. And it's a testament to people like, you know, although I can't get Tia and Shane on the show, it's a testament to, if they weren't cool with me somewhat, they would just tell Nick not to come on the show. You know what I mean? So it's a testament to them for being, you know, at least cool on that level.
Mhm.
And I still think that they will come on the show. I just think it's a matter of time.
Yeah, it'll take time. I heard that that conversation that you had with Gabe and whatever, and I think it will be. It just I think everybody's kind of chilling out at this point.
So
And at that point, let's not chill out a little bit. There's been a couple of very fun conversations that have been in the space lately, and so I kind of want to talk about those because I think they're important. One of them was the Not for Time podcast with the world's strongest gay.
oh,
And
yeah. Refresh me on that. Are you gonna play something from it? I didn't see the podcast.
no,
Either you or someone sent me a clip.
yeah, and it was a good podcast, and I
Who's the
think
Not
they
for
had
Time? That's the girls?
no, that's Wooly and Woodland, Sean
Oh,
Woodland
yes,
and
yes,
John
yes,
Wood.
yes.
And they had the world's strongest gay on, and they had a pretty cool conversation. I thought it was a good conversation, but the only thing that caught my mind that I felt like I've never thought about it, but I I've never thought like, hey, I need representation to go to I never watched college basketball and was like, "Hey, I need to see a gay woman in college basketball in order for me to go do that." I just watched women's basketball and was like, "I wanna do that." It didn't matter if the person was gay or straight. It was just like, I saw women's basketball, I wanna go do women's basketball. Never thought that representation mattered, But I guess like for the world's strongest gay, he's the only out gay male in strongman.
And that other dude, Luke Stoltzman, he's out too.
Oh, one of the Stoltzmans is out.
Yeah, didn't remember when that news broke? His wife reported that he was having sex with a woman and a man.
Oh, that was true. I thought she was just trying to be.
I don't know, but I assumed it was true. But anyway, okay, we'll give it to the strongest gay. Okay, I mean,
I didn't.
if he wants to be solo, but I just remember.
I didn't think that was true. I just thought that was her trying to be like, dude, you suck because you cheated on me. So you suck. You suck.
God, I love the throwing of the dildos at the WNBA games.
Did you see in New York they caught the thrower at the Barclays Center?
It was only one thrower.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I'll show you. Hold on. I have it right here.
Hey, dude, I was thinking about how like you have to be so. Is it an overhand toss or an underhand toss? I was trying to.
I don't know. They don't have it. I couldn't find the video of it. But
if you're like this, if you're like this with it.
Look, that's the dude walking in.
With it in his hand.
Yeah.
Wow. like if you're like this with the dildo. You're
right.
You know what I mean? But if you're like this and you just flip a chocolate dick up onto the stage. or I was even thinking a launcher. I was even thinking like you make a launcher. It wouldn't be that hard.
Like those t-shirt launchers, you mean, right?
And well, I was thinking like a launcher, and you put it down on the ground, and then you're looking this way and you push a button and it like spring loads it out of the
they're all green. I don't understand why they're all green.
What, I don't know, but I love that too. I love that too.
If that's the color. But yeah, this is the dude. He's just like chilling, walking around. He's got a, what is that?
Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah, Beavis and Butthead shirt on. Just
he'll
chilling.
probably be charged for something crazy too, like malicious intent to hurt or some shit.
He hit a kid though. He hit a kid with it.
Do you think that they would charge him with like a hate crime?
God, I hope not. Has he been interviewed? I can't wait till he's on like
it just
you know what I mean? Hey, did they actually catch him, or that's just they're looking for him?
No, they caught him. He turned himself in. He turned himself in after they put his picture out. He's on Crime Stoppers or some shit. But his name's Burgess. Burgess's attorney, Paul somebody told the Post in a statement that his client voluntarily surrendered after driving himself to the Big Apple overnight from Ohio, where he owns an auto body shop. Of course he does.
Oh,
but he's
from Ohio to New York to turn himself in. So maybe this is just a plan. Like he's getting ready.
Oh no, he wanted to do it. That was what the
podcast or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah. The Post article said he was just influenced by the fact that everybody was doing it. He thought it was funny. So he went and did it, but he ended up hitting a girl, and
that's the kind of fame you want though.
She apparently
I think he's cool as shit. Don't you guys think he's cool? I mean, I thought he hit a kid, but it's so funny. It's so good. Yeah, someone said get him on the show. I'd love to have him on the show.
Yeah.
Give it time. Give it time.
Love to have him on. I have to pee. Can I pee? I took like 6 vitamin C before.
Yeah, go. No, dude. I mean,
maybe.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Let's see.
But has anybody seen
Green is the cheapest I've heard.
Has anybody seen Hunting Wives yet? Is that the name of it?
Yes.
On Netflix? That's like the greatest show ever. Oh, thanks, Matt. Oh, congrats on 1K subscribers. I'm sure it happened a while back, but just saw it. Thanks, dude.
Thank
Appreciate you. Yo, Hunting Wives is great on Netflix. It's like, what is it? It's the L Word and Dexter combined. It's just a bunch of wives that are kind of gay, kind of straight, and then kill everybody.
Of course you've seen it.
Yeah, Megan has seen it.
Of course you've seen it.
Dudes would like it too.
It's just, listen.
Daniel Garrity, I may have watched it twice. Yes, dude. Because it's the greatest show on earth right now.
Thank you, Fergie. Like Hunting Wives is, but every single, yes, Kenneth.
Yes.
Every single show is
and
bringing back the L Word.
All the women are hot.
It's just lesbian sex. That's literally all it is.
Amazing. All the women are hot.
Hunting Wives?
Hunting Wives. Yeah.
Is it a lesbian woman who's trying to bang dudes?
They're all basically bi.
Oh.
So they all sleep with each other, or
they're
two
all
of
rich
them sleep.
wives that are married to these rich men, but don't actually like their husbands and spend time with their husbands. So they end up falling in love and sleeping with each other. But then there's all these
lesbian,
secrets and stuff.
Scissor me
there was this
timbers.
lesbian chick at HQ that the rumor was allegedly that she banged all the other lesbians, and she was married too. But like she railed them, all the lesbians.
I'm sure, dude.
Yeah,
That's just
and I
what we
saw her
do.
once, and there was this new girl who started working.
Yeah, Vindicate, and it starts in the first episode. You don't even have to like wait a long time.
What's the other one? Highland? Hireland?
Outlander?
No, the other one that you were watching. About she was on drugs and a cop, and
Pat Lange would know. That's another lesbian show that is a lot.
Standing in Cold Night in the Woods will turn across. Ridiculous.
Let me just give one more shout out to Vindicate before we keep lesbian sex. Yeah, Joseph, you should be intrigued now. This one. Kristen, thank you, girl. Ordered my Glinton tea yesterday from Vindicate. Yeah, go get your shirts from Vindicate. He's a good dude. He takes care of us. Thank you, bro. We appreciate you.
Yeah, I got her crop top, so thank you guys for supporting. I appreciate you guys.
But don't watch it with your kids.
Travis, send me one, please. Thank you.
Only the crop top, Trev. And he better wear it the next time.
Yeah, please send Sevan a crop top. That's amazing.
Yeah, Sev needs to be in a crop top.
Oh, Hightown. Thank you, CrossFat. God, CrossFat knows everybody and everything. Hightown is unwatchable. The accents. Yeah.
How come you don't have numbers next to yours?
Our YouTube is okay. I don't know what you guys do when you travel, but every time you travel and come back home with your roadcasters, the names are fucked up.
Oh, interesting.
So I don't know what that is, but all right, one of the other great conversations that you had this week was
hold on. I wanted to
sorry.
Like you told him about that. You sent him the clip or whatever. Like, what's your first?
I need to see the clip again. My feeling is this: yeah, everyone needs a first. Like you know what I mean? Like everyone needs a like there had to be like the first person to break the 4-minute mile. Like I think it's cool that like that dude's like so open with it. Like I think it's cool that he has the Instagram handle World's Strongest Gay. I think it's cool. All that shit's cool. I obviously don't agree with how he thinks human beings work. When he was over at HWPO and they were pushing that woke agenda, basically they think they're helping people, but they're just oppressing people. And you've heard me speak ad nauseum about it. But you're basically demanding people to play the victim. It's like the way women empowerment is used all the time. The way the human brain works is you say you're going to empower women, and all the brain does with that is say that women are weak. That is the fucking way the brain works. It's the same thing if you say, I want something. Okay, I want to be good at something. I want something. What you get is more wanting. It's just the way the brain works. It's not like it gives you more desire. It's not like I'm gonna get that or I have that and so they don't realize this mechanism, and what they're cultivating is a victim mentality. Their intentions are probably good, but it's really fucked up to do. And what it does is it fucking alienates the shit out of people. And so
I just think it's
just low IQ shit. And it's sad because it really hurts a lot of people. And like no one I'm happy for you that you're happy that you're out and you're gay and that you're a strong man. But when you start playing the victim, I don't have like I'm not here to support anyone playing the victim. I wouldn't want anyone to support me while I played the victim.
I thought it might be different just because it's dudes and it's harder for dudes to come out. And then I thought, okay, is that what he's talking about? Is it just like,
what's the clip? Do we have the clip that you sent it to me?
I sent it to you. I can't. It's on my phone. I can't bring it up on the. Oh, maybe I can't bring it up without.
Go to your
without showing my text messages.
Yeah, don't show those.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not doing that. But it's a good. It really is a good conversation. But it just for me, it made me think like, hey. I've never thought like, can I or can I not do something seeing someone else who's doing it with my same sexuality? Like, okay, maybe I could say like, if I saw women's basketball, I saw Lisa Leslie doing it. I saw Cheryl Miller doing it. Okay, women can go play basketball. Maybe that. Yeah, for sure. But just as a high schooler, I never thought I needed someone who sleeps with the same people that I do do something in order for me to go do it. So I guess that's where I get tripped up.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I definitely think there are, you know, I definitely think there are role models. Someone raps their own unique way, and that opens up the door for rapping. Or like, I don't know if there was, I don't know. I do think it's important to like celebrate firsts. But it's when you pivot it to like the victim status, it becomes an oxymoron. It becomes a conundrum. So it's just ridiculous. I personally think that guy is fucked up in the head just from all the shit that I used to see coming out of HWPO. I know most of these people don't even think either. They're just populists. You know what I mean? They don't even know how to think. They just hear shit and they roll with it.
I don't know anything about what came out of HWPO. That conversation made me think about it, and I never thought about it that way. Like
Noble's the classic thing. They were just whatever was cool.
I like CrossFit. I think some representation makes sense. Like black quarterbacks was a big deal, but we don't need every avatar.
Hey, it is, and there were when I was a kid, there were 2 black quarterbacks that I can remember. The Houston Oilers had one, and Randall Cunningham of the Eagles had one.
Yeah.
And it was never a big deal. It was never fucking a big deal. But now you look at these fucking cities. You look at the vice president of the United States, Kamala Harris. You look at the mayor of New York, the mayor of fucking San Francisco, LA, Baltimore. These people are just being elected because they're black and because they're women, and those cities are fucked. All these police chiefs that are fucking black, and they're being elected because of the color of their skin, because that whole victim shit worked on these big blue cities. Those cities are fucked. Baltimore had Maryland had a black governor when Obama was president, a black governor, black president, black mayor, black police chief, and the city was in the worst fucking shape of its life. And it's like, hey, why? Not because those people are black, but because you elected them because they were black. Big, huge, enormous distinction. And that kind of shit's fucking... It's horrible. And the only people that really suffer are the black people. Because the vast majority of black people don't want those fucking criminals in their streets, right? They don't want hey, we don't want you giving a pass to the local rapist in our neighborhood because he's a black dude. It's fucked up. The same thing's happening in the UK with Muslims. It's fucking wild. They got 14 of their cities are they got Muslim mayors. They're and it's all more woke DEI shit. And now New York City's gonna get one. Sorry.
Yeah, we are definitely. Pat Lange, Sevan, it was a huge deal in the NFL because black guys weren't given a shot at QB all of those years because of the stigma that they couldn't do the job on an intellectual side.
Yeah, because Pat thinks that because he's a racist. Pat thinks that but when I was a kid watching, it wasn't a big deal. I never saw them celebrating those guys. I remember they had the United Negro College Fund or some ad that they would run like that, but it was never a big deal. And now in the NFL, when you interview for a coach, there's something in there where you have to interview at least one black guy or black girl or some shit. And this shit is fucking nuts. This shit is nuts.
Pat, I definitely remember that narrative. I don't remember the narrative when it happened. Who was the quarterback for the Titans? Aaron McNair. McNair.
What year was that? They started that narrative after there had already been. When I was a kid, there were 2 black quarterbacks.
That's what I'm saying.
And who's the Oilers guy? Hey, and guess what? They were both good runners.
The Oilers guy was Aaron McNair.
No. Oilers QB
Russell.
Jamarcus Russell.
1980s. No, see, now they only have black quarterbacks, so you can't tell.
Warren Moon.
Warren
Moon.
Yeah, there you go. DK Kevin.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, Warren and Aaron McNair was the Titans, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Titans weren't even around back then.
Right. So all this, that for me was what was
everyone
crazy.
Loved Warren Moon and Randall Cunningham, by the way.
Yep.
Loved them.
Absolutely. And because they were different, they were edgy, they could run, they weren't pocket quarterbacks.
In Montana, yeah, oh fuck, don't touch him, he's gonna break.
So Pat, I hear you, But I think that narrative that came out with that came out way later than when we started seeing black quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm a
Yeah,
lot younger than you, but
the entire narrative is spun up after the point, and Pat's NPC that completely follows it. And look, instead of staying on the subject, he has to attack me. You didn't watch football then, you don't watch now. I watch football I watched every Niner and Raider game for like fucking 8 years of my life. I
okay.
remember the first Raider game I saw was when the Raiders played in the Super Bowl against the Eagles.
Well, at least he says the Rooney Rule is dumb. That is dumb. The Rooney Rule is dumb. That's the coach's thing you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
So are you saying that representation, like they're going too far with representation?
Should never worry about representation. You should never worry about representation. It shouldn't be like, hey, we need a female TV host. Well, it could be, hey, we need a female TV host because we think it's going to get better ratings because guys want to look at a girl. It could be that. But it shouldn't be like, we need a female TV host because we have too many men. It should be like, hey, this female has a very different perspective. This person happens to have a twat. You know what I mean? Like, obviously there's things that are absolutely important to get a female's perspective on, like birthing babies, right? War, also everything. I mean, pretty much I could think of 1,000 things, but just to do it, just because you need a female, something with a vagina, nuts. Like Gavin Newsom said that he was going to put a black woman as the senator of California when Dianne Feinstein choked. How? And then he picked a black lesbian senator who was the head of like the National Abortion Institute, who didn't even live in fucking California. I think this chick's hot too, but she didn't even live in California. She was black and lesbian. He's like, see, I did it. Do you know? Same with the dumbest Supreme Court justice is that black woman. Biden said he's going to pick a black woman for that job. She's a complete moron. But think of how much that narrows down the pool. So if you're going to pick someone and you say you're going to pick females, you've cut the pool in half, just for easy math, right? Now you're going to pick a black person, and now black women make up 8% of the U.S. population. So now you're down to 8%. Like, what the fuck? To decipher our Constitution?
Yeah.
I don't approve. I mean, I don't approve.
CrossFit Warren Moon had to prove himself in the CFL and the USL before he got his shot. I don't know anything about that. All I know is that the narrative of them having to, like, black quarterbacks not being able to be quarterbacks because of their mental ability, that wasn't going around then. Like, that at the time, maybe that was what was happening, but that narrative, we didn't hear it yet.
Fritz Pollard is recognized as the first black quarterback in the NFL, playing for the Hamden Pros in 1923. While Pollard played in the NFL's early years, the position was not defined as it is today, and the league experienced nearly 40-year ban on black players from 1933 to 1946. I don't know how that's 40 years, but Marlon Briscoe is considered the first black quarterback to start modern NFL game in 1968 with the Denver Broncos. Now, I can see this. That could have been something that was happening in junior high and high school and in college so that they weren't being developed. I could totally see that, right?
Yeah.
Just thinking, hey, it's just not a position that blacks play, or blacks can't lead a team, right? I'm learning more and more as I get closer and closer to Travis and Tyson. Like, the primary role of the quarterback, besides being amazing at your job, is to lead the team. Those players have to love you, trust you, and think you're the prom king, right? And they have to work for you out on the field. Like, that's vital to the role for leadership. And so maybe there were a bunch of white dudes on there, but in 1968, we're like, fuck that. We're not letting a black guy lead us. Fuck, I don't know.
I'm sure that they did. And that's exactly what happened back then. It's just that we didn't get the narrative until way later. Nobody was talking about it back then. No one was saying it, or at least they weren't saying it publicly.
Yeah. The statistics that I find fascinating, one I heard the other day, is 65% of black college graduated women end up working for the U.S. government. That is fucked up. That's a horrible place to fucking land.
The government?
The government, yeah. So you're telling me that 65% of college-educated black women end up working for the government? Like, that's not representation. That's like you hate someone if you make them go work for the government. That's like that's like lowest common denominator shit. Working for the government is pretty much your own welfare. It's crazy.
Oh, Pat, it's okay. We're just having conversation. It's not. Yeah, we get it. It happened at all levels. I get it. I know. We're just having a conversation. Just good conversations this week.
Not that good.
No, your one with Mesa was awesome.
When
when
she was
she
on the
called.
show? Yeah.
Do
you think that any of that landed on her? Do you think that she understand? Like, she's like, oh fuck, I am the oppressor. I'm oppressing people. Like, do you think
no,
she wasn't able to be like, oh my god?
no. I mean, I think all the opinions kind of differed. I thought she came in ready to kind of like correct you, which was fine, because most people do. That was our first interaction. I was like, no, dude, stop saying this shit. You're dumb. Like, so I felt like that was totally fair. As she came
You don't
in,
think when I was like, hey, you demand for that to be a bad word? And hey, listen, it's not like I would not let my kids say that word.
yes.
My kids my kids don't say that word, and I don't say that word, and I find that word offensive. That's not in conflict with the fact that that word actually doesn't fucking mean anything. It's just air coming out of your mouth and your tongue bends it. And then we've all teamed up as a society to be like, hey, that's a fucking horrible word. And that anyone who's born black should be offended by it. Like there's a big chasm there.
Yeah. Okay. So wait, just hold on.
So
I
don't know how when I explain it like that, you can't be like, oh shit.
Well, because you guys didn't have a long enough conversation. You weren't able to say it the way that you have been able to say it to me.
Oh,
so
I
like
I said great on that show. I was so proud of
you
myself.
did, but she wasn't ready to hear it yet. But comedians have been trying to have this argument for years now, right? Like ever since the 2020 whatever. And it's like they're going to say whatever a joke might be offensive to you on stage, but they would never say it to you personally, right? Like if they make a fat joke on stage, they're going to make a your mama fat joke on stage.
Right.
But if they know that it's offensive to you personally, if they're sitting in front of you, just you,
Right.
they're not going to say that.
Right.
She wanted you to never say the word again.
Yeah. Oh, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, she didn't understand that what you were saying was like, hey, if that word's offensive to you, I'm not going to call you that.
Yeah.
She wants you to never say it on your platform, never say it ever again.
Yeah, like somehow inherently that makes you a bad person if you say the word.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm saying like, you're not hurting me by doing that. You're hurting the people who that word supposedly hurts.
Also, and you're not giving us a choice if we feel like it's offensive or not.
Right.
Because for me,
that's what I mean. She's demanding. She's not even fucking black. And she's demanding that black people be offended by it. It's like, holy shit, dude. Like, that is the most vile human trait a human can have, to demand that other people be offended or to argue other people's limitations. That is a fucked up trait.
Trish, we're talking about the N-word. If you haven't seen the, if you
When
haven't
said in your
They
head,
want him to say it, and he's being great and not going to say it
I'm
on
not
our
saying it
show.
on there. Like, listen, I would never say that word on someone else's podcast. I would never, like, it's not appropriate for me. It's not appropriate for me to say. That's my feelings about it.
I personally, if you want to say it on your podcast, the way that you use it, it doesn't offend me. Oh God, we're probably going to get the N-word right now because I get the
We got one last time. We got a phone call.
All right,
Someone called in
hold on.
and said the N-word.
Hold on. It was on the Claire Bay show.
Yeah, right at the end.
You know who it was?
No.
Nope. Hold on. We're going to try to get you on.
It was right at the end.
Caller.
Claire Bays is dope.
She is dope. Caller. You there?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
It's Seema.
Hi.
Oh, hey, Seema. What's up?
So,
great job on the dumbbells.
So
Great job on the
Bryson
dumbbells.
did. Thanks. So Bryson.
You there? You're breaking up. You good? I got you.
She said she masturbates to Bryson. So I heard. Me too. Me too.
So what? It's not me. Everything's set up. Maybe it's me. I can try to.
Hello?
Hey, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So Bryson gave Sevi analogy back in the day, and he was like, "Hey, can you show me a chair?" So like one of you can look at a chair, right? You can look at Sevi's CEO sign. That's a sign. Now show me oppression. Can you point to oppression?
No, I can't.
No. We agree that a chair is a chair, and then we collectively agree that oppression looks a certain way. So we give meaning to words. So when there's a word that like the N-word, and I choose not to say it because I just don't want to like hurt people around me. The thing is that Sevi's saying we all agreed to make this word have a felt implied meaning on someone else, and that we should all agree that it shouldn't be a bad word anymore. That's my take.
Oh, so you're saying he's doing it the other way? Like there are some people that are demanding that we all feel that it's offensive, and you're saying that Sevan's saying we should not. Like he's demanding that all people don't find it offensive.
Yeah. Does Sevi agree with that?
I don't care what other people do. It's just the fact that they don't know that they're doing it. Do you know what I mean? They don't know that it's not the implication. It is the outcome of their behavior. You know what I mean? You throw a rock, it breaks a window. You demand that word offends you, and you demand that it offends other people. Then that's what you're doing. I don't care what you do, but I'm just pointing out to you, like, hey, that's what you're doing. Because I think 99.99. I've never heard anyone. Actually, I think everyone but me knows that that's true. Because I never heard anyone else say that.
If we agree that the N-word is the rock, we're saying don't throw the rock at the window anymore. Throw it at the ground.
When we use the word rock, it's a signifier for that thing that's on the ground, right?
I'm using it as a signifier for the N-word, and I don't know the answer to this question. I'm just exploring.
Right. No, I don't care what anyone else does. People should be aware of what they're doing. Doesn't it seem pretty clear to you that if we all agreed in humanity that word meant and words change meaning all the time, but if we agreed that word meant cotton ball, that it would just go away, and that every black kid that was born on the planet wouldn't take offense to it, and all the libtards wouldn't demand that black people be offended by it. That's how easy it goes away. So if you're
I agree with that analogy.
Okay, yeah. So if you're on the side of demanding that everyone be offended by that word, and you give that word that much weight, that's the side of the oppression that you're on. You're the oppressor. Not you, Seema, but I mean just you as a generic rhetorical person.
I agree, and I like the cotton ball analogy.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all. I gotta go. Love you guys. Bye.
Thanks. Bye, Seema.
Bye.
I think it's a good conversation to have because you don't know, right? Like, and also I can choose to be offended by a word, and I can choose to not be offended by a word.
Right. Absolutely.
And if I'm offended by that word, then like, hey, I'm not going to watch you. I don't not like you because you say it. If you use it as in like being an asshole, then no, you're an asshole.
You ever heard me? Yeah. Like you would never hear me call someone that.
Right. Exactly.
Or be demeaning to someone using that word ever.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's what comedians have been fighting for a minute, is just like, hey, I say an offensive joke. If I'm not saying it directly to you, then you know what I mean? I'm still going to use it in my bit. There are other people that still find it funny, or maybe don't take certain things as offensive. There's always going to be people that find shit offensive, but that doesn't mean everybody has to stop doing shit.
Right. And you can, the best thing in the world is when you realize that you don't have to be offended by stuff, and you can be liberated by it. And that's my point. Like you can liberate yourself from that.
I could be offended by the word dyke.
You could be like, hey, that restaurant right there treats me shitty because they know that I'm gay. But you could still not be offended by it. You don't have to be, and that's that's what empowerment is. Giving people the tools to be like, okay, it's just like that. Someone can flip you off and you don't have to be offended by it. You don't have to. You can think it's funny. You can think it's sad. You can do whatever you want.
Go ahead, babe. You want to weigh in on this?
I mean, for me, it's exactly what Seb just kind of said, in the terms of making the choice to not allow things to bother you. You know, obviously that word has been used and weaponized for many years and continues to be a weapon. I also am like Seema, I don't use it. I've never used it. I don't use it. I you know what I mean? So, but when other people say it, again, if it's not coming from a place of a weapon, I don't take it I don't take it for it to be like something negative. You know,
you don't hear it on the radio and then they say it and you turn it off right away.
no, I mean, we all grew up listening to songs that had the N-word in it, you know, and
we grew up on DMX.
I grew up in
like,
in a group. My cousins were older, and they all said the word all the time with each other, and they weren't black, but then they had the friends that were black and mixed, and they would use the word all the time, and it wasn't anything. I never saw it used in my small circle. I never saw it used as a weapon. Obviously, you learn that it can be used as a weapon, and you hear it now, being older, paying attention, that it is used as a weapon, but it never was for my small circle. But when it comes to this idea of words can be offensive, I walked that road for a very long time where a lot of things were offensive, you know? And for me, when I was leading with my sexuality, I was offended by everything. Anything that was said wrong, you know, mean or negative about gay people, or this, you know, this is against gay people and whatever. Like, I listened to it all and I hated it all. There was a point where my aunt voted for Trump the first time and I thought she hated me. I thought she like didn't want anything to do with me. And she never said it. She never came at me and judged me for being gay. I just assumed and put that on myself, that because she voted for Trump, that she must hate me and she must not like me. You know what I mean? So like, that's kind of how I look at it. And it has been liberating and very freeing for me to not be triggered all the time by words.
How did that happen?
Oh boy. A lot of work. So long story short, I started a business once 2020 happened, and I tried to do an online coaching business, you know, programming for at-home workouts and stuff like that. And so I got into a business group. And I learned very quickly that it wasn't about my business. It was a lot of what I needed to work through and my childhood traumas and experiences I've been through. And so I went from that program to another program that was an even deeper dive into my traumas and all that kind of stuff. And then I stepped away.
Was it Scientology?
It was not Scientology. God, it was not Scientology. He calls it a mindset program.
It was kind of like Mayhem. Honestly, if you want to like the mindset at Mayhem, she kind of, without getting the religion part, she kind of got mindset.
Hey, good on you. That's crazy. Good on you.
But then, so I took a little bit of a break, and then I did one-on-one training, or I did one-on-one coaching with one of my mentors that was in my very first program. And when we did the one-on-one, that was like the layer that really got me to open my eyes. And the hardest thing she ever said to me was that I was the catalyst for why baby G was having behaviors. Because you got to remember, G wasn't talking. He had no words until he was about 3.5. But he was having behaviors, and him and I were butting heads all the time.
Yeah.
And it was because I was unable to chill out my nervous system. I was anxious and terrified and triggered by everything.
Wow.
So it got to a point when she said that to me, I just was like, I don't want that for my kid. So I don't lead with anything other than myself now. I don't lead with my trauma. I don't lead with my sexuality. I just am who I am. I'm a woman that happens to be married to another woman, and we have a son. That's who I am. You know what I mean? So that was very, very freeing. And I will say, once I did that, I was able to listen to you more. Because at first I was not able to listen.
That's facts.
Not with everything. There's still some things now that I'm like, okay, Seb, I'll turn the YouTube off. But
do you remember the
I can
first
listen more.
podcast we did and she was like in the bottom little square and you could barely see her?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And she was just like, oh, because I want this to be about.
I was gonna say, tell the truth. It wasn't because I didn't want to be a part of the podcast. I just knew how much you worked to get this opportunity, and I wanted to be there as small as possible so that you two could have your first podcast together. Tell the truth. It wasn't because
Trish, what's up, lady? Can speech be weaponized? I think so, or I do. I think it can be. Also, it can only be weaponized if you let it be. If I want to take offense to everything and like someone wants to yell out, hey, dyke, or call the show and say the N-word on it, and I get, oh my God, the world's a terrible place, then I let the world weaponize it for me, kind of thing.
And it's not to say like things don't piss me off. Things pissed me off the other day. The other day, someone parked their bicycle right in front of the entryway of the jiu-jitsu class and blocked the entry, you know, and everyone's like squeezing by the tire and rubbing their clothes on it. And like, it makes for a great bit on the podcast. It makes for a great bit to just, you know what I mean? To be like, hey, you know, this fucking idiot. But like, it doesn't mean I'm not aware that like, hey, I could move the bike or I could say something to the lady or I can just let it go and like not let it bother me.
I like that better though. Like I will say, I like that better. I just like not letting it bother me. Like, if you want, that's free speech, right? If you want to say it, knock yourself out. You'll get whatever consequences you get for saying it, and that doesn't have anything to do with me.
One time I was in San Francisco and I was with Greg and we were sitting in this park and this lady's dog took a shit in the lawn right in front of us. And
wait, I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
One day I was sitting in the park with Greg. I was sitting in the park with Greg, and we're just sitting there hanging out, and this lady walks by with her dog, and her dog takes a shit in the grass right in front of her.
Okay, I missed the dog part the first time. It sounded like you said the lady shit was shitting in the park. Sorry, go ahead.
And
wow,
so,
hold on. You're out of respect for us? Us? What do we do?
No, I think they're talking to each other.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, dude. What happened, bro? Like, we're just talking. Okay, go ahead. Park shit.
So, Greg said something to the lady really nicely, like, hey, ma'am, you need to pick up your dog poop. And I was just so impressed. Like, she tried to walk away and he called her on it and she picked it up. And there was no, like, for me, that was like, it could have been like, oh, fuck, she's going to say fuck you. Or some people just have that ability to say those types of things and it just not be offensive. At least I thought she took it really well. And I always admired those kind of people who could just be like, I don't know, confrontational is not the right word, but just, it's almost like you say it, but you're not worried about the outcome. So if she would have been like, fuck you, I ain't picking that up, then he could be like, okay. But he just seems like he didn't put any weight into it or any drama into it. I thought that was so cool.
When does speech become weaponized then?
Mom, could I call you back?
For me, I guess, I guess it becomes weaponized for me personally when I allow it to become weaponized, when I allow it to hurt my feelings, when I allow it to, you know, and I'm definitely guilty of it. Like, but I've said that mantra, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. But like, sure, names have hurt me before.
Yeah. And they still hurt me. Stuff still hurts me.
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm like sitting under a fucking tree and like nothing matters.
Yeah. Like
I can be very sensitive around my kids. Very, very vulnerable and unenlightened. They're extremely.
Yeah, we are with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But the difference for me is that I don't allow it to flow over into every other aspect of my day. Whereas before I would. Like something could happen and I would literally let it interrupt every single thing that I did that day. I'm yelling at my kid. I have no patience. I'm like all those things. Now it's like, okay, this is how I'm feeling. Her and I have that moment. KDL. Yes. But I don't allow it to be the driver anymore.
Were you, when she, sorry, I just want to bring this back to this one back to Mesa, when you were talking to her, because I really did think it was a great conversation that you guys were able to have together, two people coming from completely different like thought processes. When you
I was her.
so was I.
I wore the Malcolm X shirt. I read every single autobiography and biography of every single black leader. I was the only white kid in my fucking town for 2 years of all black people. Like, I was her.
I thought it was great that she was willing to talk to you and wanted to call you and voice her opinion. And I thought that it was great that you were willing to talk to her and answered the phone and had the conversation.
Yeah.
And I thought that the fact that you guys disagreed the entire time, but were trying to have that conversation with each other, even when she was like, hey, do you see how like your bar for racism might be not what my bar for racism is? Like, that's a difficult conversation to have, and you guys both had it, and like kudos to you, because it just opens the door. Trish is asking a lot of really cool questions. Like, everybody's asking a lot of really cool questions, and that's the purpose of it. So I just thought that was cool that you guys did that.
It was trippy to me, this narrative that's out there also, when she was saying about HQ, about rating the girls and the emails. Like, I had never heard that story before.
But that's a common story that's been told, right?
Had you heard that story before?
No, I'm saying now. I'm saying now, circling.
I saw it.
Like,
someone told me you had to go on Reddit or something to see that. They're like, hey, that one was never verbalized. It's like written somewhere. Because I asked some friends, I'm like, have you guys heard that? They're like, yeah, it's written somewhere, probably on Reddit.
I saw it. It was in.
I didn't see it,
It was
but I
on
heard
Instagram for a hot minute.
You told me it.
Yeah,
I never
told you
heard
about
it,
but that was
that type of shit is like, that shit to me is a symptom of just wanting to play the victim, just glomming on. I mean, think of just all the amazing stories that came out of CrossFit from 2006 to the present, with pictures and videos, and how many women have been glorified, and the cure for the world's most vexing problem, and how many small business owners there are that are women. Just, I mean, if you want to take that women route, and the prize money is the same, and that most of the executives when I started there were women, and that the head of training there was a woman, and the head of affiliates, and like I see what she's doing. She's just anything to like bolster her story, as opposed to be like, hey, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, that was it for me with the Greg Glassman story.
Yeah.
When that started to come out, and I was just kind of like, okay, well, where's all the girls testifying? Where's all the girls, like, even anonymous? I don't even give a shit if they're anonymous. Right. It'd be like the Diddy trial. Like, let them all be anonymous and not. But where are they? There's no like Cosby situation. There was none of that. It was just it was a document. It was a couple papers.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, what's up?
Yeah.
But that leads me into the
Taylor sending me nudes.
Always, right?
Hi, Taylor. Happy birthday. I'm not sending you nudes for your birthday. I love you though. That's what was leading me into when she was talking about John Young. Like, her and John Young had a little interaction, and it was the trigger word. Peace. What is it? Safe place. Safe space.
Safe space.
Right. And I guess that like triggered John to say something about not wanting to work or be a part of a safe space.
Hold on 1 second.
And
your child would like to say hello.
Oh,
Who
dude.
is that?
Hey. Hi. Hi. Good to see you, buddy. Oh, he can't hear me, can he?
No, you can't. No, bro.
Real quick, say hello.
Say hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
All right. I hope you're in a safe space.
Okay, get out. Goodbye.
Funny, right?
I don't know what he said, but I'm sure it's funny.
He said, I hope you're in a safe space.
What do you want, kid?
But that led to it, and she was like, okay, well, John, you've never had to think about a safe place before. And yeah, because the thing that caught me was because he's a middle-aged, which that was hilarious. She called him middle-aged, but white male. And I was like, well, why has it got to be a white male? Like, don't males inherently not feel, don't they always feel safe walking into a gym? I've never heard of any dude say they didn't feel safe walking into a gym or walking around at night or walking, or like, dudes don't have to do that. My perspective was men only kind of prioritize safety when they have wives or kids. Like, I don't think men prioritize protecting themselves. I feel
I
like they
think that there's
prioritize.
I think so I was not able to follow that story at all. Someone sent me the time code for where it was at, and I heard what she said. Sorry, I don't feel good.
Oh, dude,
And
you gotta go. You gotta go.
no, I'm good. I'm good. I'll hang in there. And so I think that there was a conflation. I think that there was a little bit of I think that the boys were making fun of her because don't quote me. You have to get John or Tyler or someone or Spin on here. But I think basically what they were saying is that they were making a joke because Shane Orr was talking about you can't train with safety in mind, meaning like you have to like lift heavy things and do hard things. And I think what Mesa was referring to was, and they were fucking with her, I think. And what Mesa was referring to is that these really exclusive places that are the furthest thing from inclusive that alienate people, and they're propagandized. And just like everything on the left, the opposite is true of what they're saying. She was referring to those kind of safe spaces. And I don't know where she lives, but I've been in California for 53 years. And in California, and I'm going to speak in sweeping generalizations here, but black people can jaywalk, white people can't. Black people can drink on the street, white people can't. Black people can go to colleges at the exclusion of white people going to colleges. All of that shit's been happening in California since I've been a fucking little kid. I've witnessed it fucking a gazillion fucking times. And and so I don't know where she lives, but there was a movie called No Safe Spaces with Adam Carolla. And basically what happened is that there was a college in the University of Washington, and they wanted to create a safe space day. So they excluded all white people from going to school that day or for 2 days or for the week or something. I can't remember. And there was a professor there. He's the Brett Weinstein, I think is his name. He's got a huge podcast now, full blown liberal. He said, no, I'm not leaving because of the color of my skin. I'm not having there can't be an all black day at this college where they just tell all the white kids they have to stay home. And that started this safe space. But if you look at any of the safe spaces, they're exclusionary. Like you would never see, how about all the millions of fucking Trump supporters who don't feel safe walking around wearing a Trump hat?
Yeah, that was the other thing. Would you
You know
pick
what I mean?
somebody
So
out wearing a
what
MAGA
she's
hat?
saying, she's like, she's completely spun it to satisfy her narrative when it's like, hey, this is a component of civilizations and what it's like. And everyone's going to have some certain issues, but the whole country shouldn't bend the knee because 0.001% of the population, the trans population, is like, holy shit, we don't feel safe. But hey, man, I don't know where she's at, but in the Berkeley Public Library, that's very safe for them. They give them full access to your fucking kids. And so,
I get where if she meant something that like for women as women.
By the way, I think they were making fun of her, and there was a conflation. Do you know what I mean? I think they were quoting Shane Orr talking about safety in the gym, like running on a hot day, and she was referring to like, I don't even think that I don't know this for sure, but I don't think I think she's so paranoid. I don't even think they went to her website and like, I don't think they found any of that there. I think they heard them say safe spaces, and then she immediately jumped to, oh shit, they're looking at my bio.
Because I wouldn't expect men to. I think Chase and I have had this conversation. I don't think men think about it the same way that we do, right? Like we have to think about, are we running in the park by ourselves? Are we out too late at night by ourselves? Is like, I think about, hey, when Colleen travels by herself, she's stopping at a rest stop with a child by herself.
Yeah, I don't like my wife doing that stuff alone either.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
And I think that that's what dudes do. They prioritize that. They're not prioritizing, are there tampons in the bathroom as being a safe space.
No. I would like there to be tampons in the bathroom for my wife if she needs one.
I would also, but pearl, please, not cardboard.
I was
please,
gonna
no
say,
cardboard.
but they always put the cheap ass cardboard ones. Like we don't get the fancy ones. We buy those ourselves. So would you say that all of this, whether it's the safe spaces, whether it's the words, whether it's the inclusion and whatever, do you personally feel like it's creating or making the problems bigger, or creating problems that aren't actually there with people? Like there's no issue between these two people, but society is creating an issue between these two people.
When there's 365 million traffic stops in a year, and in those traffic stops, 12 unarmed black men are killed, and all 12 of them resisted arrest, but they happen to be unarmed. And that's pointed out without also pointing out that 8% of the population, black men, are like 51% of all the murders in the country, and you don't explain that to people. And then you also don't say 22 unarmed white men were also killed. Like, when the way they present it, yeah, it's batshit crazy. And then cities are burning down, and then what the worst part is it's all happening in black neighborhoods, and then all their small businesses are being burned down. Yeah, the narrative is so incomplete, and it's
Because I never
it's
understood.
ruthless. The narrative is fucking ruthless. It's so sad. And I don't know if you remember, for years people were scared to say that. Like, it was supposed to be scary to say, hey, 51% of all murders are committed by black men. The reason why it's scary is because we live with dumb people, and they'll think, oh, that's a causation of being black. It's not. It's a correlate. And if you're not smart enough to know that difference, then you're like, oh, the person who said that's racist. That's the camp Mesa falls in. I'll give you an example. So there's a situation. I haven't told this story. I haven't wanted to tell this story. But at my kids, where my kids go for a learning center for Kumon, they just hired a tranny, and 16-year-old kid, man that shows up as a woman, and my kids sit across the desk from this person. They haven't, but if they get that tutor for those 2 hours they go in a week, those 2 1-hour sessions, they'll sit across the desk from that person. And already the how we know is that this person walked into the Kumon Center one day, and one of my kids said, when he got in the car, he's like, oh, I saw a half man, half woman. And I go, what do you mean? I go, I saw it's a boy, but it has boobs, and it's like trying to be a girl, but like, I know it's a boy. And so I call my mom, and I'm like, hey, Mom, what do you think about that? Let's process that together. And my mom's like, well, maybe that's going to be a good experience for your kid. Now think of that, like, that's not an answer, because that's an answer you could give to, like, maybe it's good if Uncle Buck diddles my kid. Maybe it's a good experience if my kid smokes a cigarette. Like that. There's no depth to that answer. It's not, and that's okay. Then I'm like, okay, let's go deeper than that. What do you mean by an experience? Is that experience necessary? What's like, what, like, I could say that about anything. That's how the left talks. They just say these things, and they hope that you'll just pass over them. And then they're afraid to, like, have the conversation. And they immediately go to, well, do you hate this person? No, I don't. I have no actually judgment about that person at all. I'm worried about the importance of my kid. What would I want when I was 8 years old? Would I allow it if it was the tennis coach? my kids have played tennis with 3 trans kids. Never once given it a consideration. Like, never once. I've never talked to them about it. Like, nothing, because they haven't brought it up. And they've liked all those kids actually a lot. One of them was a girl that was a dude, and he drove a motorcycle. My kids thought that was the coolest thing. But this is going to be sitting across from my kid one-on-one for an hour. Their faces are like 12 inches away from each other, and they're looking down. And so it's just
Yes,
so going
Kenneth.
back to that superficiality, when you say, and I don't think sex was going to come up in the conversations. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that I have no idea. I do have a bias. I do think being trans is a mental illness. So I know I come with that bias, with that prejudgment. But if I stop my kids talking from everyone who had a mental illness,
They'd never talk to anybody.
yeah, they'd never talk to anyone. So I when you accept these answers like it's a good experience, like there's no depth to that. There's just that's a non-answer, and that's the world that Mesa lives in. It's just like like so like that email list where they rate the girls. Like, do you think she could articulate why that's bad?
She didn't.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think that did not happen there at all. And but they just live in a world. They never have to actually say anything.
Okay, so if you have,
do you know what I mean? Like, they just say these things, and their echo chamber agrees with them on this really superficial level. You cross the street, and there's a black guy walking towards you, and you did something wrong. Why? Because you crossed the street, and you made him feel a certain way, even if you weren't thinking that. I mean, this shit is but yesterday I was playing doses with my kid, and my kid's like, "You can see my cards." Or I go, "I can see your cards." And he goes, "Don't look." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He's like, "What?" I'm like, "What do you mean, don't look? I'm not responsible for you waving your shit around." And this has been going on now for a week. And even my wife told me, "Don't look." I'm like, "Dude, I'm sitting over here. I protect my cards. If your shit's showing, I'm looking at it." Like it's that kind of like my kid's 8, right? He just expects me not to look at his cards. It's like, "Hey, dude, you got your cards like this. You know, you're holding them like this. What am I supposed to be like?" It's like,
oh no, I look at my kid's cards all the time when he does that shit. I don't care.
The thing is, I can't even remember his cards when I see him. Doesn't even matter. And I always lose. I suck at doses. I did play Heidi today. Heidi, I hope this is okay to share. I did play Connect 4 today with Heidi on my cell phone. Dude, I was stressed to the max. I was fucking. So I responded to her and sent one, and then I closed the phone because I didn't really want to like keep playing. And I was at my kid's jiu-jitsu class, and then I heard my phone ding. I'm like, "Oh fuck." And then we buckled down and played a whole game in iMessage. It was crazy. I was sweating bullets.
That whole thing that you were just talking about makes me feel like the Joe Ellis conversation. And I had the same reaction that you did when she told me that.
And I love Joe.
I love Joe too.
Yeah, I love Joe. It's like I really am passionate and appreciative of the conversation with her.
She's great, and I love talking to her too. And it just during the election, I guess it was so for me. It was so important. Just women's sports, my kid and his schooling, and what that was so important to me. And like we put our marriage up basically for grabs, and there is a thing happening in the courts right now for gay marriage. And I kind of knew that was going to happen when we voted. I wasn't like,
what's going on in the courts?
They're doing the thing again where they're petitioning like, "Hey, is this actually marriage? Is same-sex marriage? It might not be marriage." I forget which court they're in. Of course it's Southern Court, which is fine, like whatever. But I kind of knew that it was going to happen, and it's okay that it is happening because I don't want it to, but I knew it was going to. And for me, I kind of knew that what's happening to Joe could happen to Joe at the same time. Also,
you mean getting kicked out of the military?
Yeah.
Yeah, when she tells me that hurts me. Even though I agree, when I'm in front of her, I'm like, "You can't kick her out."
Right. And
that hurts me. I have conflict. I have tension inside of me when that conversation.
Because she followed the rules that were given to her at the time. And I also think that's completely unfair and like whatever. But yeah, sure. When I voted, I kind of knew that might be able to happen. Now that it's happening, it sucks, but I'm still not. I would vote for no men and women's sports. I would vote for like protecting my kid. I would vote for, you know what I mean? Like I still would, those were my sticking points, and I still would do it over again. But on a human side, it feels fucking horrible that she's getting kicked out of the military with no retirement. Like that sucks.
I wonder what the Secretary of Treasury thinks about gay marriage. What's his name? He's in the cabinet. Scott Bessent. I think he's front and center a lot. Trump rolls with him deep. I wonder if Scott Bessent is married. Scott Bessent.
Oh. Whoa, that's a
Scott Bassett married. Who's Scott Bassett's husband? Oh, he's married to John Freeman. Okay, so he is married. That's interesting. So they got a guy on the cabinet who's
Oh, he's
front-
gay?
Yeah, he's gay. Yeah. If you saw him, you'd be like, oh,
You're one
he's
of us.
always with Trump. He's always with Trump. Scott Bassett.
Okay.
Yeah, he's always with Trump.
All right, we'll see. I mean, but Troy Martin, thank you. He's gay. Cool. Olivia, thank you.
If you saw his picture, you know who he is. You'd be like, oh yeah, I see that guy with Trump all the time.
But yeah, I'm not like, it is what it is, and I think I thought the pendulum would kind of quiet down sooner than it has. So I see now that it's going to swing back and forth a couple of big times before it kind of settles. But you know what I mean? I'm still I'm God, I was like I just still going to vote for what I think is common sense. If it's not, my bad, but I'm also still willing to have all of these conversations and figure out what it was, out what it
What's
is.
the argument? What's the argument for there not to allow gay marriage? Is there
Religious.
It's a religion argument.
Religious.
there's not like a logical argument?
No.
Oh,
No,
religion.
okay.
Mhm. It
Because I mean,
always comes back to religion.
honestly, like at the end of the day, we can still, even if they take away federal marriage, like I can still go get a will and put everything in, like for Colleen and the baby, and she can still put everything for him and me if something happens, and it's still the same thing as if we were married. It's just easier to be married federally.
And it's nice. It's nice being married.
It is.
Yeah,
Fucking fire.
yeah.
It's-
It's really nice being
That-
married.
There's
we
a
just celebrated 13 years.
Yeah, congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
there's a little difference between just being your girlfriend and being married to your girlfriend.
Yeah, I've been a Clinton for 13 years. Like to change that, and that was the hardest part for me too, is that I don't want to give up my marriage. I don't, and not saying that if it did get overturned that I would have to change my name or anything like that, but to know that, and it is a piece of paper, but it's security, and that's a lot of what gay marriage was fought for before. It was the security. You hear the stories of these couples that were together for decades, and because there was no protection, if one of the spouses passed away, the other one was not allowed to see them, was not allowed to
Be in the hospital with them, yeah.
be in the hospital, was not allowed to honor the wishes that this person might have had, as when it comes to funerals arrangements and stuff like that. And as much as I married her because I love her, but it's a security thing. And then especially having our son, it's a security thing for all of it. You know what I mean? Like, she's on the birth certificate that he's her son. I'm biologically his mother. You know what I mean? And that was always a fear that we had, of like making sure that she never felt that way. And it's difficult when things swing so far one way or the other that you have to possibly deal with that.
I told you this when you and I first started talking, Sev. Like, I feel like we were in a chill moment in time. There was a chill moment in time where gays and
You mean
trans
13 years ago? Is that what you mean?
No,
Is that
just
what you mean?
well, at least 8 years
Are
ago.
you talking about when you and I first started talking, or are you talking about when the two of you got married?
No, when you and I, Sev, started talking.
Yeah.
We were in a chill moment in time where things like gays were just kind of, we were all chill. No one gave a shit about us. We were just doing our thing, even with the legalization of gay marriage. Trans weren't being messed with. There was no like crazy like push to like mess with them or kick them out of anything or whatever. There was no LGBTQ hate, and now there is, but there wasn't. And I think what people are failing to see is like we kind of did it to ourselves. Like whatever this extra section of us was,
or some organization used their money
Yes.
to
and the umbrella of us.
to utilize the LGB crowd, add a bunch of letters to it, and manipulate the fuck out of it.
Oh, Mike, now. Okay, so maybe hate's the wrong word, but now like we're being focused on for some reason. Like I don't feel any hate. Like I'm fine. I walk around my day normal. Like I can go to my gym without any fear. Like
I mean, you could Google right now, gays attacked, and probably find something. You could find that about anything. If
Yeah.
you start, you can, you know what I mean? And
yeah, it's not, it just we weren't in the news is what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like we weren't in every single news cycle everywhere for a period of time, and it was nice.
Well, I think it goes back to a lot of what we were talking about. When you highlight something or you try to use it for an agenda, the other side doesn't like it, it's going to become an issue. So when everything started to get highlighted about, I mean, we'll just talk about the trans thing for a second, like transing kids and detransition stories and stuff like that. You highlight that and you make it sound like that kids need to be medically transitioned or socially transitioned. And it needs to come from schools and it needs to come from adults that support them, and that parents are using the right to have conversations with their children or choosing to get them the support that they feel like is best for them. And then all of a sudden that's you're an anti your kid, you're a danger to your kid. And then, so you have that narrative on one side, and it's like, we have to save the children. We have to protect the children because the parents that don't support this are not going to protect their children. So as parents, all I hear is you're trying to take my right away from my child.
Yeah.
And what I feel like is best for my child, as in slowing down, having conversations, multiple conversations. He's a child. He's young. No medical stuff. He has ADHD and he's autistic. They wanted to give him medicine. No, you're not. I'm not giving him ADHD medicine. I'm absolutely not giving him hormones to change his body. You know what I mean?
Good job.
So, but then you have the other side that's so extreme. That's like, you're doing this to children, blah, like, so there's no middle ground because you highlight one side, then the other side's like, fuck that, that's not working. And then the other side comes back. So it's constantly like, there's no common ground where it's like, you can't say, as a mother, I am making the choices for my child that I feel like are the best choices. If that doesn't fall in line with whatever narrative that it is, then you are being a bad parent. And I get that.
I do think that there's some, because I think that's why Trump won, because people like you guys were like, okay, 9 out of 10 things or 4 out of 10 things, whatever, we might not like, but this one thing can't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this one thing can't happen. We can't let the Chinese buy all our farmland, or we can't let the people transition our kids.
Right.
Like if you as an adult
in California, like you can't, you're nervous if, like, hey, if the school counselor says, your kid goes to the school counselor and says, my parents won't call me by the right female name, and next thing you know, Child Protective Services is at your house taking your kid away. You're like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Right, because there's no room for conversation. And again, we're trusting teachers and counselors, and like, we're trusting them to have the best interest in our children, to guide them and teach them, by making that choice to send them to schools and Garrett's speech therapist and all the things that he needs. We're trusting them, but then you're turning around and making it look like that I am untrustworthy as his mother.
Right.
Those are always the conversations that were difficult for me to understand, of like, you're telling me that I'm a bad mother because I'm asking everybody to slow down and let's think about what we're doing right now. And he's a child. And I get the idea of wanting, like, when I came out, I wanted my family to be okay with it.
Yeah.
You kind of picture, they were not.
Oh.
They were not. So you have this idea that they're not going to be, but then you're close enough to some of them that you think they're going to be, and they weren't. And so you have to process all of that stuff. You know what I mean? And sometimes they come around and sometimes they don't come around. And sometimes you have to go through a really big hurdle and a lot of shit before you get to the other side. Sometimes you have to have a kid and then everything gets better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Fair.
But it's okay for people in the family to have differences of opinions and different beliefs. It doesn't, as long as you're not physically or emotionally like harming somebody, I still think it's okay to not believe. I have family members that are super religious and they don't cut me out, and they've never cut me out of their lives. And then I have other family members that are not super religious that cut me out of their life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, The extremes just suck and put us that just want to hang somewhere in the middle, but might lean one side a little bit more with certain topics.
Right.
It kind of leaves no room for us because you have to check all these boxes on either side to be able to have any sort of support.
And that's what was driving you batshit crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
And the thing with like our parents like not agreeing, or like my grandparents didn't like hate it or disagree with it, but they needed to have conversations with me to understand it.
Right.
Which was fair. It was just fair conversations. Like, what is this? What is this? They were born in the 30s. They, you know, they just want to know what I'm feeling. Like, it wasn't
A year after I told my dad I voted for Trump, and he walked out of the kitchen, or maybe it was 3 or 4 years, I don't remember. But another conversation came up, and we talked for like 3 hours. And I remember him saying, "Oh shit, we're not really further apart than I thought."
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
and honestly, like, even when Mesa gets upset, or Caitlin or whatever, I don't think we're that far apart. That's the thing. That's the thing that I think is so cool. Like, we all just want everybody to be happy. We all just want everybody to, you know, be able to do what they want. You want to shoot guns? Cool, go shoot guns. You want to have a podcast and say wild shit? Cool, go have a podcast and say wild shit. You're a lesbian? Fine. That's what we all just want. They just want.
You were saying about John John has had a hard life. John's been through some shit.
Yeah.
And it's just her racism and her shit was showing. She was projecting it, and you know, it's like,
I just heard her say white so many times.
yeah,
White male,
yeah,
white.
Yeah, so that's the lens she looks through the world with, and you know,
Which is crazy to me because she's from Lebanon, right?
If she keeps doing that, yeah, and maybe she's pushing back, she's rebelling. But if she keeps doing that, she's gonna end up in a spot where she has to take the journey Colleen made, or she's gonna be fucking really unhappy her whole life, and she's not gonna have an intimate relationship, and people are gonna walk on eggshells around her. You can't be intimate with someone when you have that much of an identity to guard.
Yeah,
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's like when you don't have that much to guard, you can just dock with someone like this. You know what I mean? You just step up to them and you guys can lock in. When you have a fucking million things to guard, if it doesn't fit perfectly with the 1,000 prongs going into the 1,000 prongs and one hits, your ego gets hurt and you're like, fuck that person.
Yeah, walking on eggshells. I did that with my mom a lot.
Why did he pull the scissors out to explain that?
I know. Let's get those scissors, baby. Yeah.
No, you did this first.
Yeah, I mean, that's you want to just be able to just like connect.
Yeah,
No,
Sevi,
it's
how's that tummy? Let's let Sevi
you
go.
go.
I don't feel good.
Yeah, no.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh. What do we do?
Travis Bajent just sent me a picture of John Brzezinski and Olivia Kerstetter.
Oh, that's great. Oh, good job, chat. Congrats, chat.
Wow, she got to meet John Brzezinski.
Nice.
Good job, guys. You guys
For those
are
of
the
you who
best.
don't know, John Brzezinski's the greatest living arm wrestler in the history of the world. Wow, and they're at whatever the stadium is. Where does Kansas play? Do they have a stadium there?
Yeah, they do. I have no idea what it is, though.
And they have great seats. Oh my God, Olivia looks so fucking cute and happy. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fire. Good job, guys. Way to go. Way to come through.
Because of the chat. Thank you.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We really do appreciate you. Mike McCaskey will have more scissor talk next week. Or actually,
thanks for having me anytime.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go take care of that. Get a Tums, something, anything.
Thank you.
So we'll see you guys on Sunday on Sevan's channel with dense updates. We'll get all of what just happened in the chat that I ignored sorted out on Sunday. So come hang out with us. It'll be great. Love you guys. Thank you. Deuces.
See you next time.
Deuces.